If you do not stand for anything, you will fall for everything. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sumat Chatterjee. I'm a flow state catalyst, a specialist, an alchemist, a guide. And I'm here to help you feel your best and perform your best. Today, we're going to dive deep onto this topic of tolerance, okay? Understand one thing. To tolerate everything is to forfeit your own identity. You risk identity loss. You risk diluting your identity down, making it more like a kind of a sugar-coated version, right? Like a pacified, diluted version of the truth and what you really, truly, authentically feel. So it's very clear that our beliefs and our values shape who we are and our character. But by accepting everything without a question, we start to lose sight of our true selves. We feel like we're cutting off the circulation to something that is inherent and true towards us. You know what changed my life forever was understanding that I am the awareness of my thoughts and feelings, that I'm not going to identify with these thoughts and feelings. I'm not going to say I'm an angry person or I'm a sad person, because these are things that are happening as a byproduct of my subconscious mind and my own experiences. It's a dynamic process. It's not an end point or a static outcome. It's not like you can lose your confidence like you can lose your wallet, bro. You get what I mean? Like, it is a process, and you have to actually put yourself through the fire, the Agni Path, to actually get yourself to the other side, right? That is a fire of transformation. It will burn you, but on the other side of it, you will be charred but transformed. So true tolerance is also great for the people pleasers, because true tolerance is actually learning when to say no. The biggest form of self-care is you saying no to something that you don't value, that you got to give your time into something else right now, and you're just doing it to appear and appease nice because you feel like you cannot be painted as a bad person in their eyes, okay? And so you continue to fall down the same pattern. What if you weren't that angry emotion? What if you weren't those angry thoughts? What if you weren't those sad thoughts? What if you weren't that sad feeling? And you understood that sadness comes in and out like a wave, this semi-permeable membrane, right? It just comes through you like a wave of sadness, and then you dance it off, or you do something, you allow the emotion to do what it needs to do in that very moment. You allow yourself to feel through that. Right? This is why, having a philosophy or a foundation to tackle these different things is so, so key. But the biggest key, I would tell you, is go back to who is thinking those thoughts, who is generating those emotions. And as people hear this, you are familiar with this place. You are familiar with this 0 point. You are familiar with the one that sees it all, the one that holds the consciousness in space, right? Yes, that is a very spiritual understanding, and if you're religious, you can also understand it from a different perspective. Like they say, Allah is like closer to you than your jugular, right? Or in the Bible, they say, and surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. I can speak in the context of any religious belief that you have, because I'm an omnist, and I can go into different discussions with you. Thank you, insane clown posse. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I could give you a different kind of perspective, right, on this, these different contexts, right, in a sense. And someone gave me an amazing comment the other day to understand how certain they are of this, and they understand. Of course, we're not trying to create a one-world religion, I don't think. But I do think that learning how to be tolerant to the right level, okay? Of course, I appreciate other people's cultures. They're so rich and delicate and so full of history and life, teeming with life and creativity and artwork. You gotta be fully yourself in this video game of life, man, and that's the thing. If somebody doesn't like you for you, thank goodness that they're staying away from you, okay? Thank goodness, because this participation trophy mentality isn't gonna help us either. But we've got to also acknowledge our oneness. I know that person who's being an asshole right now, they're a child of God. I'm a child of God. So two children of God fighting with each other doesn't make sense to me. A lot of the reason why people are angry is because they've taken on this past patterning. Usually it's associated with the family structure and what you've been through. So I want to play this video right here of this girl who says that she has daddy issues. Now, I want you to listen very closely to this, okay? Because I think this video is very, very important. And again, this is Lauryn Hill's daughter, I think, Sela. Basically, if you watch this video, you will see the truth that she starts to speak around this topic.
I feel like a part of me stopped growing at the age that my dad left. So whenever that stopped, you know, like, I feel like something just stopped. Or maybe it never grew. It never developed. Especially when it comes to men, like males in my life, they bring out this such a dark thing inside of me, because I'm like, I feel like I need them. I feel like I need them. I need them. Like, but I hurt them because I'm mad at them, because I'm mad at my father for not being around. But like, I need them because I don't have a father, so I need someone. So it's like, I need you, but I'm hurting you, but I need you, but I'm hurting you, and it makes no sense. And it's not that I have no control over it, but it feels like I have no control over it. It feels like I have no control over myself. I just lose my shit because I'm just like, yo, something is not right. Something is just not right, and I just don't understand what it is. And I think yesterday it finally clicked that I have severe daddy issues, like very severe daddy issues. And so I've just been like, and now I'm just looking up, like, what does it mean to have a father? What does that feel like? What does that look like? No, I'm definitely gonna go to therapy. I mean, that's, of course, I've been to therapy. But I've been to therapy a million times, but sometimes I just feel like they don't get straight to the point. Like, yeah. This is an urgent matter. Yeah. And for them, I'm just another one of their patients. And so for me, it's like life or death. Like, if you don't give me a tool by the end of this conversation, the next time we talk, I'm gonna have something else to say. Like, something else I did, something else I f***ed up on. And like, I just need to know how to handle it better. I'm like kicking my feet inside because I'm just like, I don't want to take responsibility for this. Like, I don't want to, because why should I? This is not even for me to take responsibility for. And now I'm here fixing myself from their shit. Like what do I don't even know where to go. I just don't know where to go.
And it brings up the repressed dark feminine energy, and she's able to hold herself to that authenticity and be so pure and true about that. When you tolerate everything, you stand for nothing. Yes, tolerance is undoubtedly a noble virtue. I'll give you that. It encourages empathy, understanding, coexistence. And this is what we need as a culture to survive and thrive. But let's explore what happens when tolerance becomes all-encompassing. You start to take on a weird messiah complex type thing, where you're like, I will save the world. You don't need to save nothing. Save yourself first. Give yourself to the grace of the Tao first. This type of attitude will extend itself without discernment, and what will happen is you will erase the edges of yourself. You'll start to feel like you're losing yourself. Now, temporary ego death or self-loss can actually help you, and I'm looking at the positive side of things, okay? Oh, the positive psychologist is speaking about the positive side, okay? Yeah, I am. You have this ability to transform yourself when you go through ego death, or when you actually do lose your sense of identity. Because to reinvent oneself is the quality of water, as I once said, okay? So the fact is, you are telling yourself all of these stories that you can't change, that you're gonna be the same, that you're gonna remain stuck. And that is the very thing preventing you from the actual transformation. But when you go back to this all-encompassing awareness, trust me, that transformation that you carry within yourself is gonna be monumental. The shift in your mind is going to be, what we'd say in Bengali, akash patal difference. A lot of us look at the world today. We're anxious, we're depressed, we're apathetic. Everybody's stressed out, right? Everybody's stressed out about something. Where is all this stress coming from? Okay? It's coming from fragmentation. It's coming from escapism. It's coming from, repressing everything inside and avoiding doing the shadow work. And it's happening because we were programmed to do so. And I'm not going to say who they are, but they are doing this to you. Do you really want to live your life driving to the office around the corner, logging in 40 work hours, and just be there till you die? Yes, your life is meant to be about work. And if you enjoy your work, like I love my work, I love serving people, I love just, sharing, and I'm so grateful and so humbled that I'm able to spread this flow state wisdom and these ancient teachings with you guys. I truly, truly am, man. I wouldn't be here every day otherwise if I didn't believe in this thing. You know what I mean? So we used to be these warriors, and maybe it's a lot of us. Okay, let's be realistic. A lot of us were peasants or farmers. But even, let's say eons ago, we could have been explorers. We could have had a hunter-gatherer, great ancestor. Maybe a gladiator, emperors, philosophers, astronomers, alchemists. And we were so unaware that we were so watered down as a species. We gotta be watered up, my friends. This is a flow state lifestyle. This is a flow state activation. Welcome to the channel, motherfucker. I'm Sumedh Chatterjee, your host. Welcome. No, truly welcome. Welcome home. Welcome home. A lot of people in the modern day, they don't feel like they can do something, right? They're still putting so much attachment to their thoughts, so much attachment to their feelings. They're not flowing within that knowing without knowing, that intuition, that pure awareness space, right? The heart space. They're up here instead of dropping in here. And that's a major, major problem. I think we are all fucking disconnected, right? We're so disconnected, and we want to disconnect even more. That becomes the issue, man. You got to get back to this understanding that I love this world, man. This world is my playground. This world is my dance studio. I'm going to weave and bob in this thing. But I'm not going to weave and bob and then get caught up in a rapid and then go into the water and then, flail out towards the sides and then water myself off and down. Hey, even if it's, deep water rapids, man, I'm just still swimming like a fish, going with the current, but understanding that I determine a bit of the current, but I'm also giving it up to the true MVP, who's going to take control of the sails. And actually, when you do this process, when you get back to your awareness, you will notice how many synchronicities in such a short amount of time you're going to have. Within like 3 days, bro, I'm like, what? And the thing is, probably, like, we as children knew about this, but the programming stacks on top of the already existing knowingness. Like, people have felt the flow state, right? They know, they have an idea of it. It's like, wait a minute, I'm already here. Welcome home, motherfucker. You are here. You're already that which you seek. You're trying to seek love, you are the love. You're trying to be grateful, you are gratitude embodied. You've got to get back to that true purpose and that willingness to do whatever it is that you are here to do, without question, without doubt, without insufficiency. All of those things is of the mind. Let's get back to the template reality, which holds the emotions and holds the thoughts. So if you just watch your thoughts like waves crashing in the ocean, you understand that they're going to keep coming, man. I'm not going to stop the faucet, right? Imagine you just stop the faucet of your thinking, right? It's like, bro, we won't be able to survive then, right? There's a purpose for everything. Even like day and night, it's a creative discernment. There is polarity for a reason. So we can enjoy this experience and this dance of duality. I feel like I'm on fire, bro. You can hear it in my voice. But what is saying this? What is speaking through this? I cannot say for sure. It could be Vaiwamus, my higher self, connecting to that and that truth. But clearly I'm meant to say this today because someone has clicked on this video and they're here for a reason, listening to this very message. And maybe you've been ignoring the very practice that you think will change your life around, which is probably something to do with your inner work, your meditation, your, getting back in touch with the true you, the true self, not the societally constructed self, not the fake artificial self that you need to be to prove to everybody else that you are cool and that you are worthy and that you are significant and that you are accepted. Bro, you already are that. You see? It sounds really cliche, right, to say God's love, but that's what I feel right now. Yesterday, my dad, he was just doing these kind gestures, you know, he's just helping me, you know, getting ready for dinner, and, you know, he just came out of his meditation class, or the prayer class that he does. He teaches, you know, Tibetan Vajrayana Buddhism, and so, you know, that was a very kind gesture from my father, and I deeply appreciated that, you know what I mean? That's truly what every man wants. And every woman wants too. You saw it in that video. Is the love of the father. That's what everybody wants, is the love of the dad. And genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, you will be free. You will be, because once you forgive your parents, God will forgive you. Shout out to JLP, man. Hey, some of you guys know what I'm talking about. I refuse to believe we are only on this planet to get a job, get married. We used to be conquerors and kings who used to, you know, flourish at that level. I was having a discussion, you know, about multiple relationships with my mom, and she was saying that, you know, it's not right for a man to have multiple. And I said, well, what about the kings and the emperors back in the day? Like, they had that. So, well, she said, yeah, but we're societally, you know, changing. We're not kings nowadays, you know. So, kind of have to deal with it. Suck it up, you know. Like, I kind of get that understanding of it, but also start to understand that what if you are, man? What if you actually are royal bloodline? Look at my face, bro. If you look at me right now and you think I do not have some kind of a royal bloodline, you lying to yourself. But again, that is the character of what I prefer and chose to embody. Thematically, you've got to understand, to be female is biological. To be a woman is spiritual. To be male is biological. To be a man is spiritual. Are you seeing this understanding of what I'm saying? So basically, the Shiva and the Shakti, that essence, if you can recognize that within both, the strangest messages, by the way, guys, about flow state, okay? You guys haven't seen my email inbox full of nonsense that people send me. But I also get some very riveting, like, intelligent questions too. I get like questions that range from like the most mundane, idiotic comment to the most profound, like almost like scripture. Like it's that close to perfection, right? And I get a range of these. I want to choose to answer these one at a time, right? Because some of them are just not gonna add value to this channel of flow state, right? It has nothing to do with my journey, and I'm not gonna mix and interweave, again, tolerate all of these different topics, you know, kind of, you know, jousting its head around what I'm trying to do. Bobbing its head in like, hey there, guy, it's like, mind your own fucking beeswax. And I think all of us have this repressed anger. We do not know what anger is. We think it's this bad thing in culture, and we use it in a destructive and aggressive manner. If you are a sharp person, the word sharp, we associate it with being single-pointed, okay? Sharp, directive, focused. There's very little at the top. It's a straight and narrow path. There's very little at the top, but the potential is there. Now, at a certain level, as I explore mysticism and all these different things, I might get wizard hunted, okay? It's a byproduct of the path I chose. And keep coming back to your truth, bro. Keep coming back to your truth. That's it. You know what's true to you, but is your truth effective? That's my next question. Is what you think is true for you, is it giving you and serving your life in any way? You're fighting with this weird moral dilemma internally, right? This internal conflict all the time. Should I do this or should I do that? Should I do that or should I do that? But once you're sharp, you what? You decide, you cut out all other options that don't serve you. You start to see, hey man, let's say you're trying to be a baseball player. Do you see yourself as a baseball player? Good, but then you don't show up to practice. What's up with that? You see? So you want something, but your subconscious is hesitating it. It's not fully embodied in the self-image, and this is why you got to join the Primal Sutra Pathworking. My book, TPM, explains certain concepts. I also give you a lot of the codes here on this channel. You can watch all of my videos and learn somewhat about what I'm talking about today. But if you tolerate everything in your life, if you're like the participation trophy or virtue signaling person, you are not going to get far in this world. You're just not. You've been nice to everybody and they've been stomping all over you. That's how it feels like, right? When you're in a victim mentality, that's what it feels like. I have no hope, I have no help, I have no choice, I'm powerless. But let me tell you that you do have a choice, that you do have the power to show up every single day and determine, use that energy, get conscious again, get conscious again. You've been living on autopilot. Beyond alpha is supreme consciousness. It's the it is that Dolby music theater, you know, like that deep grounding sound that you might hear as you connect deep into the Earth's crust and the Earth's core. That shamanic root chakra embodiment that heals you and grounds you to this earth. As you simply tune into the silence, you will hear that invisible hum. Soul hum. I am that I am. Again, I don't know where this came from. This was probably a channeled message today, but thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button. Have an amazing day. May you never be the same again. May the flow be with you. We're all gonna make it. Let's get it.